We arrived in Halifax May 19th and had a few days to get to know the area, in particular the port and transportation system. So the sea and rail activity generates 170 million in economic benefit just from its activity from the Port of Halifax into the region. Port of Halifax has transcontinental rail connectivity, and it was interesting to see double-stack trains leaving the port and imagining that they're transporting goods across Canada into major ports like Toronto, Halifax, and even into Chicago. But what we learned while we were here is more than just shipping goods and more than this really interconnected railroad and transit system. This has been an instrumental spot in bringing and moving people.
We also had the opportunity to visit Pier 21. It's sort of known as the reception office of Canadian immigrants. It was a great opportunity to learn. After World War I, over 1 million immigrants came through to Canada from other places. After World War II, over 1.25 million immigrants came to Canada. And when these immigrants landed, they used the rail to populate the rest of the country. It was really quite an amazing process.
And of course, we had the opportunity to check out Halifax's public transit system. And probably the cheapest thrill in the city is taking the Metro Transit ferry from downtown Halifax to Dartmouth. The region has a really interesting integrated transit system with bus, trains and ferries that connect Haligonians and the region.
In terms of connectivity and connecting people, Halifax and the East Coast have always been innovators in the ICT field. If you look at the example of in 1885 when the telegraph wire was installed, connecting Canada as a nation with the global economy, it's really quite incredible how that spurred growth. We've actually had the chance before we left this morning to speak with Steve Duff, the new CEO of Innovacor, and taking a modern spin on connectivity. This is really a juxtaposition of the telegraph versus the new fiber and internet infrastructure that's being built around here and throughout the nation.
At Innovacor, we exist really to serve the entrepreneurial, knowledge-based startup community. And increasingly what we're finding is that the ICT and digital economy are big parts of this community. In Nova Scotia, something like 600 ICT companies exist that employ over 21,000 professionals. And last year that contributed over 4% of our province's GDP, or $1.2 billion. Nova Scotia has also invested over $75 million in delivering high-speed broadband service across the entire province.
We are sitting on the tracks here in Halifax via rail station waiting to board, and this morning we did something very special. We went to Point Pleasant Park and got a bottle of water from the Atlantic Ocean. And when we arrive in Vancouver, we are going to pour that water into the Pacific as a sort of symbolic joining of the waters, which is really why we're taking this train across Canada to talk about connecting Canadians through reliable transportation infrastructure and through ICT that's really going to grow our economy in a smart, sustainable way.
Well, this is it. We're ready to embark. Wish us luck on our journey, and please do follow us at www.buildstrongcities.com, #BSC Ride.